Welcome to John Esser Sports Channel, and we're going to do Championship Week 38. Going a bit of a long version this time because we're going to go to your predictions. We're going to go through a little bit of form, and we're going to give you our usual chat about what the outcome could be. Now again, we're going to go Week 38 of the Championship. We're going to start with Wrexham versus Swansea, 6th place versus 11th here. And we would think that this would be a little bit of a standard run for Wrexham. They've been knocking aside good sides for quite a while. And Swansea can turn up and they might not. They are away from home. They have actually been doing quite well recently, though. Swansea, let's have a look at the stats for Wrexham. Draw, win, 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 lose, lose. Chelsea, of course, 4-2 defeat. You can't really count that one. Hull City, though, 2-1 defeat. And I think there they really did show that that this Wrexham side, although it's usually really solid, they were doing lots of shots, but they were 10 shots, but only 2 of them on target and 1 in the net. They have been quite clinical up front. 2 on target, 1 in the net. They were again, but they allowed Hull to have 12 shots, 5 of them on target, 2 in the net. And Hull City only had 37% possession. So when they're not controlling the game, they really aren't controlling the game, and that's one problem in that last game. I do hope it's just that one game. But perhaps you can tell me, like and subscribe, tell me down below. The Swansea City team, lose, win, draw, lose, win, win. A 2-0 win against Stoke City at home and an away win 2-1 at Portsmouth. And Portsmouth really can't score, but they managed to get a goal there which from their performance I thought was quite interesting. Swansea City away at Wrexham. What are you thinking here? 2-1, 1-1, 3-2, 2-1. I'm actually going on the fence because I think that Swansea, they've got a bit between the teeth. They've only lost 1 in the last 5 games. And that was Ipswich 3-0 away. And of course, Ipswich away, they really have turned on the style, haven't they? You can't blame them for that one. Will Wrexham's 4-2 defeat to Chelsea make a difference? I don't think so. They're too big to do that, and they've got a lot of people with a lot of players with a lot of history behind them. So I think you're going to find it quite tough to split these two. Wrexham 1, Swansea 1. Let's go to the next one. Of course, now we have to go to Saturday's games, and we're going to start with the games at 12:30. Coventry versus Southampton. Now, of course, Coventry been up there. They've had a bit of a jitter, haven't they? And now they're back to their usual ways again. Win, 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 win for Coventry. And remember, just a few weeks ago, we were looking, thinking, they've had a bit of a blip. They got out of that, haven't they, really well. And we have to look at the Southampton side straight away because it's win, draw, win, 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 draw, win, 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 draw. They've been, on the whole, playing really good, solid football. But they couldn't break down West Brom, the 1-1 draw last time out. And I was looking at it thinking, well, when are they going to score? They're on the front foot, but they just didn't have the bite in the final third. And similarly, the other draw in the last 6, Charlton, we just didn't expect them to find it tough to beat them. And they were at home. And it just didn't really quite match what we were expecting, did it? So Coventry versus Southampton, 1st versus 7th, 3-1, 2-1, 3-1 and 1-1. So there's only one person here thinking it's going to be a draw. The rest are thinking that Coventry should be able to walk this one. And looking at the number of goals, you've got to, looking at Southampton, there was a 5-0 win at home to QPR in there. And there was a 3-1 win away at Sheffield Wednesday. But for me, that Coventry side is certainly firing. I wouldn't be saying 3-1 like a few of you are saying, but I will say Coventry 2, Southampton 1. And we'll go to the next game, which is Middlesbrough in 2nd and Bristol City now in 12th. Bristol City, yeah, they have dropped off a bit, and their performances have dropped off. Middlesbrough lose, draw, win, lose, and even they've not been performing as well as what we expected them to do. Leicester City, one of those draws, 1-1, and that was at a time when Leicester were in the doldrums and not playing very well. And when they did perform well, they weren't getting the run of the green. Middlesbrough couldn't put it away. There's been a few like that. Last time out, Charlton, a defeat to Charlton at home, 1-0. And this Borough side have been finding it just a little bit hard to finish teams off at the front end. Bristol City, lose, win, lose. Those defeats, 2-1 at home to Watford. Port Vale, 1-0 defeat away in the FA Cup. And they're bottom of the league. Coventry 2-0 home defeat. Well, yeah, okay, we'll allow that. And a Leicester 2-0 defeat away from home. But Leicester have started picking up, haven't they? So, which way can we see this go? I think this being a little bit like the Leicester game, actually. What do you think, Borough Bristol City? 2-0, 2-0, 2-1, 2-1. Yes, you do think it's going to be the same. Yes, I think it's going to be in fact, I'm going to go for the same score. Borough 2, Bristol City 0. And we'll go to Oxford in 22nd, Charlton in 17th. Now, Oxford obviously wanting this game to take them right up there out of that dogfight. I don't think they'll be out of it for a while yet, but they have turned a corner. Look at this. Lose, draw, lose, win. West Brom win at home, 2-1. Preston win away, 3-1. Blackburn win at home, 1-0. Are we going to see a Charlton win here? Because Charlton lose, draw, lose, win. The last two, though, well, last three, Wrexham 1-0 defeat at home. Now, Wrexham are there for a reason. They're playing good. But it was at home. You sometimes can get something past Wrexham side. They didn't. The Birmingham one, though, 1-0 at home win, and a Borough 1-0 away win. They're just sneaking those wins, 1-0. Just doing what they needed to do, like Oxford did against Blackburn, and then part the bus, which is going to be an interesting point here. Oxford versus Charlton. Will they both do the same trick which they did in the last game or two? You're agreeing. 1-1, 1-1, 3-1 and 0-0. You're all thinking there's going to be a certain amount of trying to get a goal and park the bus. Oxford 1, Charlton 1. Birmingham 10th, Sheffield United in 13th, and we really do look at this and we think Sheffield United, they've come from a bad place, haven't they? And they certainly have improved over like a good wine, haven't they, over the last latter half of the season. Birmingham, though, they've been sort of doggedly going up and down, so like keeping in that sort of top middle, lower, upper half bit, and they just go seem to ever get out of it. Birmingham draw against Leeds 1-1 in the FA Cup. Then it's a win, lose, win. Millwall defeat, Borough defeat, Charlton defeat. There's a couple in there they should have really knocked out as a win. QPR win at home, 1-0 last time out, and really this team is just not putting the chances away, I'm afraid. If you look at the Birmingham QPR game, they had 21 shots, 6 of them on target, which is not that great for being up there and wanting to be up in the top 6. And 1 out of 6 in the net. Yeah, not really very good for being at the top half. QPR, though, 10 shots, only 1 on target for them as well, and none in the net. They're playing it really close, this Birmingham team. They do need to be a lot more precise up front, a lot more technical. So with that in mind, Sheffield United win, lose, win, draw, lose. And they just keep messing up at times. West Brom 1-1, and who would have thought that? And they really should have won it, but they just couldn't get a good game playing together for long enough in that game. Norwich City was the last game. Norwich 2, Sheffield United 1. And to be honest, I thought that this would have been a good high-scoring game, but I thought Sheffield United would just nick it. Norwich, though, 19 shots, 7 of them on target, and 2 in the net. Sheffield United, 6 shots, 2 on target, 1 in the net. You know, they're very clinical, Sheffield United, but they let Norwich in to have a shot far too often, and that seems to be the problem here. The last defeat before that was Coventry 2-1 at home. You know, and again, they just seem to. Some people have said that they're playing dull football. I think they're trying to play a style of football that gets them the points when they need it, but it's not quite working for me. So what have we got? Birmingham in 10th, Sheffield United in 13th. Certainly playing better than the first half of the season. 2-2, 1-1, 1-2 and 2-3. So a couple of you thinking high scoring, Sheffield United scoring 2 or 3 goals. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to go Birmingham 1, Sheffield United 1 as we go to Leicester in 21st and QPR in 18th. And hasn't it turned round for Leicester City? They really have turned the corner. They got those points deductions, and I tell you that the form dipped a little bit, but I think the confidence dipped more than the form. They were playing good football, and they were getting the shots in, but you know, and they were quite clinical up front. You know, 2 shots on target, 1 in the net, brilliant. But they just weren't getting enough of them, and the heads had dropped. But of late, it's been lose, draw, lose, draw, win. You know, they're starting to get those. What was it? The last I heard there was a game there somewhere. Was it Ipswich? There was one game I was watching. They were 1-0 in the lead. I thought they're going to win it, and then they drew it. But yeah, they just seem to be turning a corner for me, Leicester. Certainly they've only lost 2 out of their last 6, and that sort of form will get them out of the bottom 3, or should do, but it's very, very level down there, isn't it? QPR, they are in 18th, so they're just above them. They don't want to be getting caught in this relegation fight. They shouldn't do, really. Lose, win, lose, though, and you start thinking, oh God, could they really do it the opposite way around? They're usually at the bottom and soar out of it in the last 10 games. We're in that last 10 games now, aren't we? Could they drop into it? I wouldn't think so. Let's just have a quick look at that. 47 points. I mean, realistically, they only need 1 more win, don't they? And they're safe on 50 points. One would think, but Oxford are on 38 points with the 37 games played, and 9 games left. It's gonna be high 40s for the team that gets relegated. It's not as simple as we think. So yes, I think they're safe. And I think that QPR fans can wipe their brow and forget about this season. But what about this game? Leicester QPR. 2-0, 2-0, 3-1, 1-0. I think you've got it right. I think that this QPR team now is just starting to take a breath and think, 1 more win, we'll be fine. We can get 1 more win in the last eight games. Should be able to. I'm going to go for Leicester 2, QPR 0. I don't think that's going to upset the QPR fans. Leicester fans, though, they'll be cheering all the way back on back to their homes, won't they, on that Saturday night. Next game, then, we're in the second half. Millwall 3rd and Blackburn in 20th. And Millwall, for me, have really done some. I don't know what they've done, but they were hovering around 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th last time I was really looking at their position. And in 3rd, they really have rocketed up here, haven't they? I mean, look at this. Millwall 3rd on 68 points, just 1 point behind Borough. And you're thinking, they could actually nick the 2nd slot. They really could, because Borough are just faltering occasionally, aren't they? And for Millwall, win, lose, win, 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 win. Their only defeat was 3-1 against Portsmouth at home, my local side. So, hey, how on earth they let Portsmouth score 3 goals, I ain't got a clue. 1-0 win last time out against Derby. Look, they are scoring 3-0, 2-1, 3-0, 2-0, 3-1, 1-0. So they are scoring, and they're not letting in a hell of a lot of goals. They aren't letting in a hell of a lot of goals. Blackburn, though, win-win, lose-lose, draw-lose. Their 2 wins, QPR away from home 3-1 and Preston at home 1-0. So good games and good wins. But then Bristol City defeat, Derby defeat, Portsmouth draw 1-1, letting Portsmouth in at the last minute, wasn't it? I think about 90 plus 1 minutes when they equalised. And then Oxford away 1-0 defeat. And you have to think this Blackburn side is not looking good, is it? It's not letting many goals in as a rule. But it's letting more in than what it's scoring of late. So Millwall versus Blackburn is going to be an interesting one for me. It's not for you. 3-0, 3-0, 3-1, 3-0. Guess where I'm going? Millwall 3, Blackburn 0. Sorry, I have to go with the majority there. Norwich in 15th, Preston in 14th. I think this could be a very, very close game. And I can see what you lot have given me. And you're not saying it's going to be close. You're not saying it's going to be close. You're going to prove to me. I'm not going to go on my own. I'm not going to go on my own this time. Norwich City, win, lose, win, win, lose, win. And you have to look at the last 3 games. Leicester City 2-0 away win. Leeds United FA Cup 3-0 defeat. I thought they might have been able to put something together there. They didn't for me. Sheffield United home win 2-1. But again, it just didn't. This wasn't that Norwich side that of late has been, peppering the goal and looking like they were going to score like 5 or 6. They actually, I admit, Sheffield United, the away side, had 6 shots, 2 on target, 1 in the net. They kept that defence pretty neat, Norwich. And they had 19 shots, Norwich, 7 of which were on target. Only 2 in the net. They've really got to tighten that up if they want to be in that top half. It is a bottom half performance, which is where they are. So their performance is pretty much as where they are. 58% possession as well. So, they allowed the opposite Sheffield United to play, but they made sure that they stayed as far away from the goal line as they could get them. Preston North End then draw, lose, lose, and then really have started to play pretty. I'm not going to say bad football. It is good football. They lost last time out. Coventry 3, Preston 0. They're just letting the opposition have far too many shots. 25 shots for Coventry, 9 of them on target, 3 in the net. And Preston, with 32-33% possession, 5 shots, 2 on target, none in the net. They have been able to convert one out of 2. They didn't in this one and wouldn't have made much difference. But then before that, a 3-1 defeat at home to Oxford. And you're thinking, what is wrong with this side? Please do like and subscribe. Tell me down below, Preston fans. You have before told me, I've got it wrong. Well, Norwich versus Preston, I'm leaving it all up to you lot. Norwich versus Preston, 2-1, 2-1, 3-1, 2-0. I actually think that Preston can. That defence is actually quite good, and I think that they can do a good job in defence, even if Norwich decide to keep the ball and keep peppering that back. I think that if they hold out that defence, they could get a draw here, or even sneak a win 2-1. But I'm going to go with you lot, Norwich 2, Preston 1. And we go to Sheffield Wednesday in 24th, Ipswich in 4th. Now, of course, every man and his dog is going to say that Ipswich is going to win. Sorry about this, itchy nose. Sheffield Wednesday 24th, lose, draw last time out, home draw 1-1 against Watford of all teams, who have been quite good and quite clinical and quite good at the back. Sheffield Wednesday there Ipswich, lose, win, 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 draw, draw. The 2 draws have been Leicester City 1-1 at home and Stoke City 3-3 away. And Stoke City's defence have been really good in the first sort of 2/3 of this season. So they did really well. And this Ipswich side can be superb with their conversion rate up front. If Sheffield Wednesday let them in, they'll score quite a lot, but that defence has been really, really good for me in the Sheffield Wednesday side, and it pains me to say that being a Rotherham fan. What do you think Sheffield Wednesday, Ipswich, 0-2, 0-2, 1-3, 0-2? I can see them scoring Wednesday, but I think if it scored, it would be 2-1, not 3-1. I don't see Wednesday letting in 3. So I'm going to go for Wednesday 0, Ipswich 2, because you haven't given me a 2-1. So do think about that one, Wednesday fans. I think, if you can get that 1 goal first, perhaps you can knock them off the pedestal and get a win or a draw. It really does pain me saying that one. Stoke City, Watford next, 16th versus 9th. We've already mentioned Stoke City. We've already mentioned Watford as well. So let's have a quick look at these two sides. Lose, draw, win, lose, lose, draw. Last 3 games for Stoke City, 2-1 away defeat to Coventry. Yeah, that's quite good. A good defeat, really, if you can have one. Swansea City away defeat, 2-0. They can score, can't they? And Ipswich 3-3 home draw. And Stoke, all of a sudden that defence that's been really good is really rocky. Watford, they had lots of shots as well, didn't they, Ipswich? Watford then, lose, draw, win, lose, win, draw. Yeah, well, this is mixed, isn't it? Sheffield Wednesday 1-1 for Watford the last time out. 90th minute equaliser as well for Watford of all teams. And they had 19 shots, Watford. 5 of them on target, 1 in the net. You've really got a feel for them. They would have been thinking, what the hell did we not win this one? Sheffield Wednesday, 11 shots, 4 on target, 1 in the net. That's a good bottom half performance. And the bottom. So, yeah, they did do really well, Sheffield Wednesday. Don't deny them their moment of glory. That was a good game for the Owls. So what do you think is Stoke City versus Watford? 1-0, 1-1, 1-2 and 2-2. You really are all over the place. I just think that the defence being a little bit iffy of late for Stoke City. I'm going to agree with Stoke 1, Watford 2. West Brom in 23rd and Hull City in 5th. Hull City are really doing well. They keep having a blip now and again, don't they? And West Brom keep suddenly giving a bit of a performance like they did last time out against Southampton 1-1. You think, get a goal, sit back, park the bus, and let's just hope to God they don't score. West Brom, lose, draw, draw. Sheffield United draw 1-1. That was brilliant for them, really was. They would have expected to have defeated, but have lost that one. West Brom 1, Southampton 1. 90 plus 1 minutes equaliser for Southampton. And they pushed everything forward in that last third of the game. But I tell you what, West Brom were controlling most of that, probably 60% of that game. West Brom controlled and made sure that Southampton didn't get the ball. 34% possession for West Brom, but up to that last bit of the game, Southampton were being held back for me. 13 shots for West Brom, 6 of them on target, 1 in the net. They would have thought, we should really be getting more at home than just 1 out of 6. Southampton, though, with 66% possession, 12 shots, 4 on target, 1 in the net. The stats are almost the same, even though Southampton had 2/3 of the gameplay. So realistically, it shows a side in West Brom that can park the bus and give the ball to the opposition and just keep them out of that from getting a good shot on target like they did there. Hull City, though, Lose, win, win, lose, lose, win. Which wins we got? 4-2 against Derby, 1-0 against Portsmouth, and 2-1 against Wrexham. And here, you know, Wrexham had a consolation goal on 76 minutes. They were actually 2-0 up, Hull City, and they had nearly 2/3 of the game. They didn't shoot very often. In fact, there were probably about 10 or 11 shots for both sides here, and you know, 2, 3, 4 shots of them on target for both sides. It's actually 2 shots for Hull City on target, 2 in the net. So they would have been thinking that was close, but they should have made less of a meal of it. But they didn't, because we know what Wrexham are like. They're very good in that defence when they want to be. They can also be naff. But on this occasion, they were really good. So West Brom versus Hull City is going to be a little bit difficult for me. So I'm going to go with you lot. West Brom Hull 0-1, 1-2, 3-1, 0-2. I'll go with the majority. West Brom 1, Hull City 2. We go to our last game, which is our local side, Portsmouth. Portsmouth 19th, Derby County in 8th. And Portsmouth are still not being able to score. Not being able to shoot, they'll want to score. Only the last one came off of somebody's foot, didn't it, and bounced into the net. Hey, we all accept goals like that. We do. I do, if we can get one. Portsmouth 19th, Derby 8th. We're going to go to your predictions first. 1-1, 1-1, 2-1, 1-2. Thank you. Thank you a million, you lot. That is really good of you. It's a Monday game, so we just switched to that. You really have done it for me on this one, haven't you? Portsmouth, win, win, lose, lose, draw, lose. The last 4 games, 2-1 defeat to Wrexham, 1-0 defeat to Hull City, 1-1 draw to Blackburn, and a 2-1 defeat to Swansea City. I want to see how many shots they're actually doing. Portsmouth against Swansea. Portsmouth 1, Swansea 2. Consolation goal for Portsmouth on 64. 9 shots, 4 on target, 1 in the net. With 60% possession, you really should be doing more than that. And the defence, 8 shots from Swansea, only 3 of them on target, 2 of them went in the net. What are they doing? That defence can be very, very crumbly, especially down their right side. So the opposition tend to hit Portsmouth on the left wing. Boom, cross it in. It's in the net. Didn't say that. Derby County then. Win, lose, lose, win, win, lose. They are slightly better. They're 3-1 win against Blackburn, 2-1 win against Sheffield Wednesday. Perhaps should have been a bit more than that. 1-0 win against Millwall away, and they've been doing really well. And it was away at the Den. You know, this Derby side have managed to turn it round for me, and that's why they're in 8th position, remember. So what are you thinking? You've not given me very much at all. I'm going to go with the guy that said Portsmouth 1, Derby County 2. Please do like and subscribe. Please, please do. And I'll see you in the next video. Do like and subscribe. John Esser Sports Channel.